This video is going to be a rapid fire of three things that I wish I knew in my early 20s. So I'm 26 right now. I have a full time life coaching practice. I have been an engineer, I've been working in IT for 2 years, and after this, I established my full time coaching business. So I'm going to talk about those three very important things that help me, change my mindset in such a way that my career confusions and confusions related to a direction that I wanted to take in my life, it really, really helped me. And these would be the exact same lessons that I would want to share with my brother who would be entering his early 20s. So the first is work on a longer timeline of 5 to 10 years. What happens is that we are living in a FOMO driven world where we have this fear of missing out. We see people doing different things on social media, our peer group doing different things, and that can really pull us in very different directions. So taking an example of engineering college where students go for GMAT preparation, GRE preparation, CAT preparation, UPSC preparation, so all your decisions a lot of times are driven by external factors and less by internal factors, and all this noise does not give you an opportunity to really reflect from deep within, because you are so focused on getting that answer right in this 6 months or 1 year period of time. So that becomes a real issue. What used to happen with me was that I wanted to go abroad, study, explore different cultures. I also wanted to figure out that one skill which I could monetize and make a full time business out of. And these things were clashing if I wanted to do all of that, in a shorter timeline of just a year or so. So I asked myself a question that if I do this degree from abroad right now, how much sense does it make for me and how will it contribute in my life for the next 10, 20 years? And when I did not have a clear proper answer, I decided to give my 100% focus to coaching, practicing the art of coaching, and I ended up making a full-time career out of it. Now I can go abroad anytime and take a degree that's related to coaching, or it adds in a lot of value into the practice that I am already doing. So it's not that, that I had to compromise on a certain aspect to make a certain decision, but one decision was made in such a way that the next decision has already found a place in the future timelines. So that is why working on longer timelines is important. Second, action gives you more information. So I knew that I wanted to do something that I really, really am passionate about. But when I was stepping out of college, I didn't know what I was passionate about. So I took the job that was there in my hands. There are a lot of people, because they don't know what they're passionate about, they end up doing nothing, which I feel is a huge mistake to do in your 20s. Doing nothing or wasting your time on social media is not going to give you any information. Action gives you a lot of information, and that would be my point too. So while working in IT, I learned a lot about the corporate structure, how it functions. I got to see people, I got to observe different behaviors of people, which adds in so much value into my coaching practice today. And because I did that action and I was posting videos on YouTube, I could figure out that there is a field called as life coaching. If I was not putting out on any videos on communication skills and people didn't reach out to me saying that we really like your soft skills, then I would not get any more information on the thing that I was trying to figure out. So instead of, waiting for the right moment to take the right decision, just go ahead, take some action. You will get more information to take better decisions. Third, know your strengths and your areas of improvement really well. Now, before picking a career or even before picking a partner for your life, people say that I am on this self-discovery journey, and we don't know when would this self-discovery journey really end, because I facilitate self-discovery journeys for people and it is a constant process. So how do you know that you know yourself really well? There are two things. You must know your strengths enough that when a person says that you are not good enough for anything, like you're good for nothing, your mind says, no, I am really good for, maybe making videos, communication skills, or maybe I'm good at talking to people. So you must know what you're good at so that you don't feel completely powerless and worthless and you feel like good for nothing internally in your system. You should know your areas of improvement in such a way that when people point it out to you, instead of getting defensive, you are just in acceptance that yes, I'm improving in these areas. So especially in my case, it would be keeping my surroundings very, very organized, right? I'm still learning that. So when first people used to point this out inside of me, that you forget the smallest of things like keeping your keys and this and that, I would get very defensive about it. And now I know that because there's so many ideas running into my mind all the time, I do have to bring myself into the present to keep the things at their correct place. So you see, this was just a very small example, but know yourself enough so that people cannot gaslight you and say that you're good for nothing. Neither you get so defensive that you're not willing to improve. You're just saying that this is who I am. So if you've developed these three very important things, then you would be able to figure out your life in a much better way. Now, one of the very good thing that happens when you especially put in together the first and the second point that I said is that you create a very solid foundation of life. Now you can take the bigger decisions because you've made a longer timeline of things and you're working on things. You just don't have a goal, you have a vision in your mind. And once you've learned that skill, now you can take the bigger decisions of life as to, which degree you want to do or what do you want to do based on that bigger timeline. And now there are less likely chances that this could be a wrong financial investment, because we know that when it comes to your master degrees, they are a huge financial investments. There are people who have got a very good return on the investment. There are people who have just done the degrees for the sake of it, and that degree has not given them anything. So, it is really, really up to you that how you're placing these things on your timelines and how well and how fast are you taking actions. So if you have any questions, put it down in the comments. I would love to answer your questions, especially when it comes to your career confusions, because yeah, you will be able to figure it out if you are willing to take actions.